Good morning. Today's Wednesday, January 17th. And I was just looking at some charts and Twitter, and there's just so much going on. I thought it'd be easier to post a video. So here we go. I'm going to first go back to a tweet that I posted on December 22nd talking about Bitcoin price. And at the time, Bitcoin was 14,750. And in that tweet, I called it going back up to this 3618 level of 16,200 and then coming back down to test 12,000 again. And that's pretty much exactly what it did. And then it broke 12,000 and is now, outside chance of capitulation around 8,000. So I called that a couple weeks ago. That seems like it's, in motion. Bitcoin right now is in the 9,000 somewhere. So I just wanted to kind of start with that. And, in this kind of market, I'm bearish. I think there's going to be some pain here. There's, things like Ripple taking top three coin position, all these other coins that really don't have much other than a good marketing team. That was just too much junk in the market, and this correction was needed. You look at BitConnect that went down like 95%. Now, I don't enjoy being bearish. I don't enjoy seeing people lose money. But there's just a natural human psychology where people get over anxious or overly positive, and they kind of lose grip on reality, and then eventually reality comes back around. So we're dealing with that now. What do I think is going to happen? I think that there's going to be a further reckoning of coins that actually have utility and usefulness. Remaining will be the first to recover. Let's say that. I don't know when that recovery is going to happen, but they'll be the first to recover. And then the coins that don't really have any utility are going to continue to fall and eventually disappear. That's kind of best case scenario. Worst case scenario is, we continue with a lot of high speculation and the crypto market doesn't really mature from here. And then it triggers a longer bear market cycle. More junk gets in the space and it takes longer to clear it out. I think best case, we experience pain now, probably more pain than we are at right now. And then out of that pain, we recover with the strongest coins first. That would be my ideal scenario. Okay, so with all that context set up, I do want to look at one chart. And it's going to be the Bitcoin Cash chart. I think Bitcoin Cash has one of the stronger, utility cases, history, blockchain, name brand. It has a lot of challenges because there's a lot of people that still just really hate this coin. And they're feel free to hate on it, but I think that eventually its utility should win out. I could be wrong, but I'm heavily vested in it, and that's where I'm putting my bets. So let's take a look at the chart now that all that's set aside. First, I want to start out. I think there's some fractals. So from the big picture, zoom out. What I noticed is there's a fractal. This is when it first was released, so this data is a little sketchy. But we went up, we came down, and I'll go into details. We kind of bounced around, and then this pattern. Then we did the same thing, up, down, bounced around, this pattern. Up, down. Now we're really kind of at the low here, and then we're going to go up, and then we'll see what happens. So diving in, when Bitcoin Cash was released, it pumped really hard, like a lot of new coins do. Crashed really hard, also very familiar. Now the fractal that I'm pointing at is it went down 86% here. The drawdown here was 65%. The current drawdown that we're in is 68% from the peak. So I think that as far as our target in the bottom, it could be anywhere between where we're at now and, I hate to say it, another 15, 20%. So I said 800 possibly in a tweet yesterday. It's possible that Bitcoin Cash could go down to 800. But with that said, more importantly, we're looking at the fractal. So, huge spike, big drawdown, and then what happened? Well, what happened here is we came back up 100%. Then we gave some of that back in sideways. And then once we broke that previous high, we went up another 100%. So that's the first fractal. Spike down 100%, 100%. Let's take a look at this fractal. So this fractal we did, big spike, huge drawdown, 65%, 100%, bunch of sideways, and then another 133%. Okay, so that matches this fractal. more or less. Percentages maybe a little bit off, but down 100% plus 100%. 100% plus 133%. So let's take a look at where we're at now. Now, look, this where the market's at right now is very pivotal. It's not just Bitcoin Cash; it's everything. And I don't know that Bitcoin Cash can recover without the market recovering, and I don't think the market's ready to recover just yet. But let's just take a look, okay? So we had another big spike up. Then we had a 65% drawdown. And that's where we're at right now. Now, if the fractal repeats, this drawdown could go anywhere between, here all the way down to 800. So somewhere like this, somewhere in this box, we should have a reversal. And what I'm hoping is we do 100%, so back up to our previous, range bound about 2,800. We'll do a little more sideways while things figure themselves out, and then 100% move. That would actually match these previous fractals. Now, at this point, where it gets up to about 5,000, there's potential that might meet Bitcoin at this level. Bitcoin Cash could actually meet Bitcoin around this level. Now, I don't know if that's going to happen, but this is potentially a fractal that I saw. I thought it'd be a lot easier to make a video than to try to tweet this out. And hopefully you guys like it. Please leave a comment. Also, just want to leave you with, it's hard to be bullish in this space, and I think there's more pain to come. But when things do churn, I think that this might be a potential pattern to watch.